I'm Michelle Manriquez from Drop That Brush, and I want to help people who are not artists become artists. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. The reference photo was taken by Roy L. Heron, and you can see I left it on his copyright throughout. He's an amazing picture. He does a lot of fun pictures of birds, and definitely check him out on Facebook. When I get ready to paint something, I spend more time mentally, physically, and thinking about the painting, much more time than actual painting. I want that to be quick. But this part is, what do I need to think about? So I'm gonna walk you through, for this particular picture, what I'm gonna look at. We'll discuss values, shapes, and color. And we'll walk you through the apps that I use to get myself ready for painting. The more information that I have, the better it for me. So I use my two apps that I use a lot is Notanizer. I have a video for Notanizer. And the second one is PicJoy. I'm gonna walk you through what I do. Everybody wants to paint their own pictures. And I mean that most people do want to follow me. You want to do your own thing. But if you don't know how to prepare yourself for your pictures, frequently your pictures will give you grief. Also, frequently in a picture, there'll be a piece of it or several pieces that won't look right. And how am I going to deal with that? That's something I want you to see. The beak is foreshortened because it's coming straight on. It's a very weird shape. And so I'm looking at that too, because I know it could give me grief in the picture. It's better that I look at it now than to go at the end and go, oh my God, that looks awful. So you need to have an idea. You look for things that'll give you grief. I had a student that had a picture she painted, and I looked at her and I said, it was some kind of a bird. I said, what is it? Oh, it's a goose. Didn't look like a goose. He was yodeling. So his hand was up, and you didn't understand what was going on. And I said, yeah, if you have a picture that doesn't make sense, you have to fix it. And that's kind of things that I try to do all the time. I try to things that are going to give me grief, and I'm going to try to work on that so I do have a good painting and I don't blow it. But I have a plan. And then sometimes my plan just kind of does strange things and off it goes. I'm feeling the painting, man, and I try to letting the painting talk to me. And so sometimes I do switch off, but I always have a plan to start with, but not necessarily, as I don't always stay there. So you know what? Let's prepare for next week's painting. So if I have a picture, So I have a picture. I'm trying to determine whether I like that picture. Is it gonna work? Is it a good paintable picture? So I'm on my iPad. Here we go. So I'm going to take that picture and look on Notanizer. It's Notanizer, $3. Love the thing. What it does, it allows me to come through and determine what actually will work and what won't. And I am not an artist that sees it immediately. I actually have to look at it and say, okay, does that work? Right now, when I'm looking at the Notan black and white, nah, don't make nothing. So if I put this here and I can move, I can see that's a bird. That's all I want to know. If I know that, I know that I can paint anything that I can put in the Notanizer that looks like something. If it looks like a jumbled mess, don't paint it. Probably you have to be, unless you're really good, and then people can do it. But yeah, I'm not good. Not that good. All right, so I go over here and it says your choices are color. There's the color. 3 levels or 4 levels. I like 4 levels. You know, when we talk about tea, milk, cream, all that's related to the 4 levels. So now what am I going to, and so I'm going to adjust these until I think I'm where I probably want to go. So, okay, this picture, I then printed out. I actually use that, and you guys have seen it. You just really, I don't know if you recognize, but that's what I'm using it as off of Notan. So I printed it out, and I have this. And this is many times what I paint off. After I printed this out off of the Notanlzer, I give enough information that I know what I need. But say you're a beginner. You're looking at like, there's just a lot of information, man. I don't know what I'm doing with this. So now I'm going to show you how I can simplify it by shapes. Everything is a shape. No matter if you know the value of the shape and if you know the shape, you can make it a bird, I promise. So check this out. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to save it, and it says, let's see, save image. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm not sure what my values are. So the next thing is I need to be able to determine exactly what the values are. Here's another what that I love, PicJoy. I'll put these on the link so you can see it or pick it up if you want. I really love these too. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to gallery. I'm going to pull that information up. There it is. Now, if I don't know what I really want to do, I'm going to show you a way you can make it make more sense. I go to draw, click, and I've got my little Apple pen thing. I come over here and they have different, you know, how much of letter. Do you want a little thing? Do you want a middle thing? You know, so it depends upon what you're looking for, the size. And again, it doesn't have to be pretty. I'm going to go to a medium gray. Now, if I take this and I say to myself, and I ignore the lines. See, here's the problem. The lines really mess us up, man. We're like, I don't know what to do with the lines. When I start putting the lines on, we do bad things. So this shape actually goes here. Forget the fact the colors are different. They're just, and actually, most of this is that shape. And it goes here, and it loops here, and it goes here. I can see that this mainly is black. Now, of course, there's going to be information that I have to pull out. I've done this, and it's so you can understand it's a shape. Here's a shape. It goes from here to here, around there, and over there. This is a shape. There's, to be honest, there's a little dark. This is a shape. It goes here, it comes here, it loops over here, it goes here. It's a shape. So if I know the shapes and I can paint the shapes, you're not painting the bird, you're painting a shape. If I paint the shape, you will be able to then add detail that says, oh yeah, that's a bird. Okay, so this is me drawing it out, and I got rid of all the background noise because I didn't really care. Here is a shape. The shape goes here. Here is another shape. Here is a medium shape. All right, so let's look at this. Basis on values. So I want you to look at the bird in 3 values. The ones, anything that's 1 is someplace between 1, which is white, just almost white, and just a little white. And it's also is T. The ones that are a light dark and a medium dark, well, let's say right here. This would be 4, 5. These would be milk. When you hit over here, we're talking, this would be 6 or 7 would be cream. And basically 8, 9, 10, chowder. That allows me how to set it up as I'm painting on my palette. I think it's really important that you understand how to find a shape to make it interesting, but also, is this a good shape? In, out, in, out, in and around. That's a beautiful shape. That's an amazing shape. This is a nice shape. Look at how good that is. That's a beautiful shape. There's some connection between these two, which is great. I could put a connection here if I want to, or make it very similar. And that would be a big connection. Look how big of a shape that would be. And you're thinking, but, you know, there are lines and stuff, but the main shape is white. I can throw some lines in there, but the main shape. When we say this is dark, this will probably be more like 7, 8. I think this is a great picture. I think this is going to be fun, but I want you to know how I'm thinking as I am painting. This is, in my head, this is what I see. So, okay, so if I know the color is going to be a little darker than white, I would then try to go milk. Now, I may get a 3-4 and not quite make it. It happens. If you know tea, milk, cream, or chowder, it lets you know what you're going to do on your palette. I now have a plan. I see my different shapes that I need to be aware of. Now, I want to know what I'm going to have a problem with. So I'm thinking about what's going to be a problem. Is this going to be really black? I'm looking at the picture. Probably not. But it definitely is darker than that. So I'm catching that. Here's the one thing that I think is going to be a huge problem. And that is his beak. His beak is flat. It's very weird and it's a strange shape. And so I kind of outlined it. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to make that look right. Because it even looking at the picture, it just looks kind of weird. I notice that this is an issue, and so I'm already trying to think about it. Think about, okay, this is light. There's this little movement here. You know, this is lighter. This is darker. This is darker. This is lighter. It's called foreshortens, and it's hard to do. So if I blew it, not a big deal. It'll be fun, but this is a problem. It just does not make great sense on the picture. And so I'm trying to figure out how to make it make more sense. So we're going to work on that. That's something that'll happen next week. As I'm prepping for this, I thought, okay, last week I did Piemontite, whatever. This color, see it? Piemontite. Piemontite. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I did this and I thought, and I got to use it because I don't want to waste it. It really is a pretty color. So I'm looking at this. Do you see the shape? This is pretty close to this. So I'm thinking, oh, I could use this. Now this is, and you can see that there's granulation. So this gives me a really interesting shape, and it's not perfect, and I really don't care. I'm not into perfect, but this shape would look good. I can use this on the branches. So I'm already thinking about what can I use? How am I gonna mix these colors? Well, I looked here, look at this. See these colors? It's right here. And over here, the darker, it's right here. I'm thinking, okay, so I'm gonna use a cool blues. I'm gonna use some warm yellows, maybe warm browns. Do I want it? He looks like he's gonna fly away. Do I want soft or hard edges? Already thinking about all of this. couple things. Did you catch this? There's this little yellow right here. Same color as right there, but it's at the tip of it. This is white, and then it gets darker and darker. This is very fun bird. I have colors that'll really work with this bird. So this is kind of exciting. Do I want a cool or a warm? I've decided this will be warm, basically, which would be yellows and oranges and maybe reds in that range. So the browns, those colors. And then I will use a little bit of, oh, look at that. Maybe I won't use the blue. That's kind of the purple, and I'm looking at my colors. So I'm over here. I'm looking. All right. So it's mainly yellow or warm colors. This would be, it's actually more like cobalt violet. See that? So that's what I'm gonna go for the darker, the edges of that. All right, so here's my plan. I'm gonna use phthalo blue and cerulean blue, cobalt violet, and Aussie gold, and probably red in this area, these three. They're very similar. I think I'd like it to be more warm. I'm looking at this and I see, okay, do I have to do that particular color? I think that's an ugly color. So I would probably do it more like a warm color. The other thing I love about this is, see this cool blue with this color will make you this nice, but it also does some granulation. That makes it a really cool for the wings. I'm really excited about this. I do all of that before I even get to making a picture. I want you to see how my steps that I go through to try to determine how to make it good. And sometimes I still blow it anyway. It happens. Hang out with me. Next week, we're going to put this cute guy together. We'll see how it goes, good, bad, or ugly. We're going to try. Subscribe, like, and ring that bell. You have a wonderful day. Bye.